Hi there, and thanks for joining me again today. I'll be looking at, going through a couple of modules again on Jira Service Management, and today looking at the asset management component and also at Atlassian Analytics, which was relatively recently launched. Okay, let's have a look at asset. So Atlassian's invested in capabilities that offer a decentralized and a service-aligned, team-centric approach to configuration management by combining relevant software dev insights with relevant infrastructure-related information. And in fact, looking forward, Atlassian's looking to augment this rich data source with an increasingly dynamic set of information. So information that's driven from a plethora of DevOps tools, information like repos, deployments, pull requests, commits, epics, stories that can all provide modern teams with a much more dynamic, real-time understanding of every service. For key use cases like change management, it means change managers will have a much richer context to understand the impact of proposed changes on services. In an era of cloud computing and anything as a service, IT teams are now managing a very different type of IT environment. While they may rely on a CMDB, many organizations struggle to find value from their CMD implementations and have even experienced failed CMDB projects. In fact, according to Gartner, 80% of CMDB initiatives fail. And the reasons stem from starting a CMDB deployment with too wide of a scope, and as a result, teams attempt to collect large amounts of information, whether that's valuable or not, up front, and struggle to maintain and keep it current. So the deployment ultimately shows little value for the organization and instead results in lengthy projects and wasted resources. Now with Jira Service Management, you can build your CMDB within the Jira environment itself and streamline workflows by having everything integrated into one tool. Insights, flexibility allows you to define the data structure your teams need, such as CIs, attributions, relationships, and dependencies. So with these, teams have relevant services and applications they need to inform their IT support practices. You can then link these CIs to Jira issues to provide additional context for agents to solve issues faster. The greater the context, the faster agents can work. In Jira Service Management, services allow you to map, organize, and manage these services. By setting up services and using them in your day-to-day processes, you can measure their success, track changes, reduce the risk of cascading problems, respond to incidents, increase the quality and speed of your operations, and keep records. Services behave like connectors in Jira Service Management. Services apply to your entire Jira site and can be used across all your service projects. So each service can have a tier, which defines how critical the service is for business operation. Change approvers, who must approve any changes to the service before they're made. Incident responders, who are notified if anything goes wrong with the service. And relationships with other services that may be affected when changes are made. By using Insight with Jira Service Management, you can create a federated CMDB to support your organization's configuration and asset management needs. empower data teams to manage their IT infrastructure while enabling business leaders to report on customers, inventories, finances, change management, and more. For IT teams, tracking assets from servers to mobile devices with synced CIs is now a breeze. Okay, so let's move on to a quick look at Atlassian Analytics. Now, how do you uncover what's working today and where the opportunities for improvement are? So this is where Atlassian Analytics comes in. It's powered by the data lake in the Atlassian platform. So think of it as a data store that aggregates information about your everyday work. Your teams can leverage pre-built reports and dashboards that they can then tailor to track performance over time. Give full visibility into how your teams work with Atlassian Analytics and Data Lake. The Agile team's continuous improvement is your competitive edge. To improve, you need to know where teams spend their time and what's blocking progress. But this data is often siloed across multiple systems. With Atlassian Analytics, you can unlock holistic visibility across systems, teams, and projects to speed up data-driven decision-making at all levels. For example, you can see the deployment time using data from your dev tooling, the yellow line here, along with the incident frequency coming from the ops side, the red line. As you can see, the deployment time is at a record low, possibly due to improvements in their change enablement process. And even with the new change enablement process, the rate of incidents has stayed steady throughout, which is great. Here's what's unique about Atlassian Analytics. Unlike traditional ITSM, where you're just looking at one half of the picture, at data from your ops tools, Atlassian lets you combine data from both your dev and your ops tools. So you get a much richer insight that lets you make smarter decisions. With Atlassian Analytics, your infrastructure and operations leadership team also gets a great overview of how the organization is performing. It's important to note that live data feeds that data lake, so they can track organizational goals in real time and make better prioritization decisions. Atlassian Analytics is an enterprise-grade data visualization layer that seamlessly connects to the Atlassian Data Lake. With this new tool, you can access pre-modeled and enriched data from all your Atlassian tools in one place. It includes pre-built dashboards for cross-instance and cross-product views of workflows with the ability to customize using SQL or visual queries. It also allows the ability to query non-Atlassian data sources for a holistic view across projects, enabling your organization to make smarter decisions in real time. Okay, so that was it. Just a quick overview. Thanks for joining, and make sure to check out the other modules as well. Bye-bye.